Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, me and Jessica have something special planned.
We do?
We do. Jess is making a potato soup corn chowder thingy.
Yeah.
I don't know, sounds pretty good. We're wanting to put more cooking stuff in the videos and just kind of hang out with you guys. This morning, we woke up and there was snow on the ground. So we figured we better get to Kroger and get a couple things. It's going to be 15 degrees tomorrow.
Brr.
Saturday for us. Sunday probably when you guys see this video. So it'll be 14 degrees. We went ahead and went to Kroger and got a bunch of like soupy type things. Nice warm meals on
hearty meals.
Hearty meals. Hearty meals.
Mighty.
Yes. And we're going to make those probably throughout the week, whatever videos we do. Some days I may be stuck in here. I think it's supposed to snow a lot too.
Ooh.
We can be driving in the snow.
I just like to look at it, but I don't like going out in it.
Yeah, so we might do some, might be doing some coffee rants throughout the week here. And, well, I will be. Jess will be cooking. So what's this thing called again?
I think it's...
Corn chowder. Potato corn chowder.
Potato corn chowder. Something like that.
She's making it in the Instapot. And we're going to show you how we do it.
Yeah, I just looked and found another recipe. I want to try to find new things. And it's hard sometimes for me because I'm very picky with food. So sometimes it's hard to find new recipes for me because they use a lot of things that I don't like. And I feel like if I were to omit so many ingredients that it wouldn't turn out the way that it's supposed to. So when I find something that actually has ingredients in it that I'll actually eat, I'm interested and want to try it. And I don't like, how you don't want to eat the same things all the time. Like, we always eat the same. You just kind of get into the easy meals, yeah, and you just want to try something different, so
this is going to be completely new.
Yeah, we've never tried it, so I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
And it's cold out, so it'll be nice and warm in our belly.
Yes, and we will do so we're going to take you through each step. We're not going to go over everything that's in it right this second.
No,
but we're going to show as we
it.
put it all in the Instapot, how it works and all that stuff, and then we will do a wonderful taste review after that as well. So.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, guys, yes, we're about to get started on the potato corn chowder. Let's get to it. Okay, so Jess is preparing the meal here. This does require an Instapot. You will need a measuring cup. And let's see what else we got here. 2 cans of
chicken broth. I got the less sodium one, so it's not as salty, and then you can just kind of salt to your preference.
Yeah.
I have bouillon cubes, but I just figured when trying a new recipe, it's just easier to get what they say.
Yeah.
Instead of having to. And these were on sale actually too, so I just got the chicken broths.
Yes.
And then the garlic paste, which I've never used before, so this will be interesting. But you can use the cloves of garlic, or you can use like minced garlic if you have that. I know some people keep that in their fridge. But I just got the paste because I didn't really want to mess with garlic and all that stuff. So I hope this is the same. They said that it was similar, so hopefully it should do.
So the big step here.
Yeah.
I
have to peel
the potatoes.
Peel and dice the tomatoes to where they're like 1/2 inch cubes. About 2.5 cups of potatoes. I don't know why I said tomatoes. So that they all cook like properly in the Instant Pot.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to peel these up and chop these up, and then we'll go to the next step.
Yes.
Pro tip. Buy the big potatoes, not these little bitty ones.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain in the butt to peel because they're really tiny and they're hard to hold on to. And they're kind of a butt to cut. So, and I'm sure there's probably easier ways to do this, and I'm probably doing this wrong and somebody's going to hate it, but
no.
This is the way I'm doing it. So Some pieces are going to be a little bigger than others, but, you know, sometimes you like to have a little bigger piece of your potato.
So you just dice them
So
up.
I'm just dicing them all up. And, yeah, I guess I didn't really realize how much of a pain in the butt it was going to be to peel a billion little tiny potatoes. So yeah, maybe just get like the big, large red potatoes, and then do it that way.
Peel those and then dice them
and then you can cut them.
Yeah.
Which is probably, yeah, a couple, probably 3 or 4 big ones is probably the equivalent to this bag of the small ones, so.
Well, it looks like you're doing a heck of a good job.
Thanks. We'll see.
So, yes.
We'll be back in 1 million years. Well, it's been 1 million years. I ended up with about 3 cups of potatoes, which I think is going to be alright. I just feel like it'll probably just soak up more of the juice and not be as soupy, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So now we're going to finally start cooking. I have 2 of the cans of chicken broth, and we're going to add it in to the bottom.
Chicken broth first.
I think I'm going to add just a little extra water, just since I have extra potatoes, just in case.
Yeah.
But you don't need to do that. Okay. And now we're going to add in our potatoes.
Second step potatoes. So it's 2 cups.
2.5 cups of potatoes.
2.5
Mine's a
cups
little
of
more than that,
diced
but that's
potatoes.
okay. Then we have the frozen corn. It requires a 16-ounce bag, but our store didn't have 16-ounce bags, so it was just a 12-ounce bag, so I'm just going to use this whole bag, and then I'm just going to use some of this other bag. And we'll just save this corn
a little less than half.
Another
time. Put that in some vegetable seasoning.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how to measure it out. I'll just kind of, whatever. That's probably good. That look fine?
Yeah.
Looks like a lot of corn.
Oh, no. It's fine.
Okay.
Like
and then it said, what?
I like a lot of corn.
A teaspoon of salt, which I usually just salt in there. I don't really measure it. I just kind of go for it.
I think that's what everybody really
Or not
does.
A teaspoon, half a teaspoon. The same with pepper. I just kind of go in there and do that.
Yeah.
I am going to, I know normally I don't mix any of this stuff together in the pot, but I am going to mix just a little bit of this just so that it's all kind of
you broke your
mixed
rule.
together. Well, the reasoning is
kidding.
because you can see how much liquid's in there.
Yeah.
It's not going to hurt it to mix it up. So I'm just mixing that up a little bit. Okay. And put a little bit more pepper in there. Wasn't a lot. And then it says, so the garlic paste. Now, I've never used this before. It says use 3 cloves. And I looked it up and it said 3 cloves is about the equivalent of a teaspoon of the paste. So if I need 3 cloves, then I would need 3 teaspoons of this. And I'm going to probably do a little less than that just because I'm not really sure how this is. Because I've never used it. It is very garlicky smelling. But that's okay. Let's see, what else does it say to do? I am going to like kind of stir that in so that it's not all just sitting in one place and like only one part of it gets the garlicky flavor.
Yeah.
But it looks like it just kind of mixed in there anyway, so we're good. Okay, next, we're gonna start cooking. So we're gonna put the pot on, and we're going to set the pressure cooker, for 15 minutes. So we're gonna we're just gonna set it for 15, and then let it come up to pressure, and then it'll cook for 15 minutes.
So it comes up to pressure.
So it might take a little while for it to come up to pressure because it is pretty full in there. And then once it comes up to pressure, it'll cook for 15 minutes. And then we'll release the...
So we release it fully when the 15 minutes is
we'll
done?
release it fully. And then that's when we'll add in the heavy cream and the cornstarch mixture to kind of thicken it up.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then we'll add the cheese, and then I'm going to fry up some bacon here in a second to sprinkle on the top. So this is really just for like the topping of the soup. And you can use like bacon bits if you have that already and you don't want to actually sit here and cook bacon. So that will work if you prefer that. But I like the taste of fresh bacon.
Yeah,
so we're just going to fry up some bacon and then cut it up, chop it up, and use it for the topping.
Sounds good to me. The moment of truth.
Okay, now I gotta release the pressure.
Oh boy.
And then, yeah, it'll be messy. And loud, sorry.
See that cooked bacon over there.
Okay. Now you want to turn your pot to saute. And I probably can put it, I don't know if it'll let me. There. Like, I just did it on low. Or less. Really, you're just wanting it to stay hot. Because now you want to mix in a cup of heavy whipping cream with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, because this is going to be what makes your slurry, which is essentially what's going to like thicken up the soup.
Yeah. You said 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of cornstarch
right.
And a cup of
heavy whipping cream.
Heavy whipping cream. And I'm just going to mix these 2 together before I pour it into there. Okay, now we're going to mix this into there. And we're going to stir it. We're going to just kind of keep stirring it really for like 3 to 5 minutes. Basically, we're trying to thicken this up a little bit so it's not as watery or liquidy. And you probably could, like if you think you need a little bit more cornstarch, you could add a little bit more into there. But that's why we're just keeping it on saute so that the bottom of the pot is still pretty hot and not just warm. Because we want to, you know, make sure everything mixes all together.
Yeah.
I will say, this is a pretty elaborate recipe. Not like that it's hard or anything.
It's a lot of work. You thought it was going to be. Yeah.
But I hope that it's rewarding in the end, because, you know, this is a lot of work. Maybe, you know, do use the already cooked bacon or use bacon bits or something, you know, because that took the extra step. It did take about 15 or so, maybe a little bit more minutes to come to pressure before it started the 15-minute cook time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is quick. It's still just, you know, it takes a while for it to come to pressure when you got a lot of liquid in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, and maybe use the bigger potatoes, and it might not take as long as it took me, because it took me a while to peel all those little baby ones.
It took about 25 minutes to peel those potatoes.
I guess I had misjudged how long it would take.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Hopefully it'll be... It smells great.
It does smell fantastic.
So hopefully it'll...
Real quick, what did you do here?
So I have changed it to saute, so you can saute in your pot. And basically what that does is it keeps the bottom of your pot hot.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, when I do, like, a roast or something, I'll actually sear the meat in the pot on that saute setting, and it just keeps the bottom of it hot so that I can cook the meat.
Right.
And then I'll just, like, kind of scrape the bits off before I pressure cook it.
Yeah.
But it's really just, like, a burner, basically. You know, like, if you're cooking on the stove, if you think about it that way. Like, you're turning it on low or something. But we're just kind of keeping it on there just to kind of try to get this to thicken up a little bit.
Yeah.
And if I don't think it is, then I might add just a little bit more cornstarch in there. We are going to add a cup of cheese into here and mix it in, and that might also thicken it a little bit. And then you can also use cheese to put on the top.
So now you're adding a cup of cheese.
Cup of cheese, and then we're just going to stir that in just so that there's some cheese incorporated into it.
Yeah.
And this also probably will help thicken it a little bit.
It is thickening up some.
Cheese has that, yeah. I don't know what that is in it that kind of gives it that thickening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking good. So Jess got out a little taste testing bowl. We're going to taste test this with you guys real quick. We're going to put a little bit of bacon on top of it. It's thickened up pretty good.
Yeah, it did thicken up
better than I thought it would.
Obviously, we'll probably put more cheese on it, like when we make our bowls and stuff. But
yeah,
I cut the bacon up into bits, and then I guess we're gonna give it a whirl.
Pretty amazing. Okay, moment of truth. Cooled off.
Did all the hard work pay off?
You did. Oh, you worked hard on this one. Good.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
I mean, it has like the consistency of like a potato soup, but the corn adds like a nice crunch, and then the bacon adds a crunch, and you can really taste that garlicky flavor in there. It's pretty good.
Next. Wow.
It's so good.
Wow. That is amazing. Jess knocked it out of the park. Guys, that is where it's at. That is delicious.
It's super good.
Oh, so good. So let me just tell you a quick story. Those of you who've been watching the channel for a long time know that we love the Old Mill Restaurant in Pigeon Forge. Well, they sell like a corn chowder.
Like a mix that you can take home and cook yourself?
Yeah. And we bought it, and we tried to make it. We followed the directions to a T, and it just was not any good.
It doesn't taste like what they make, but I feel like the difference is that in the package that that you buy, it's all kind of like freeze dried or dehydrated.
Yeah.
And you have to you're basically rehydrating the soup.
As to where they're using fresh.
Yeah, they're using everything fresh, and that's probably why this tastes so good too, because we made everything fresh.
Right.
But this tastes 100 times better than that package of stuff that we bought.
Yeah. Still like the corn chowder at
it's
Old
good.
Mill.
Like the
one at
fresh
Old
stuff
Mill's
is good. But this is super good, and I would try it. I mean, maybe do it on the weekend or a night when you have, a lot of time that you can. Not that it takes a long time. It's just a lot of
it's
prep.
A lot of work.
Mostly,
a lot of prep work.
It's more prep than anything because it cooks quick in the pot.
Yeah.
It's just chopping your potatoes and chopping up your bacon and all that kind of stuff. But don't do like me and buy the tiny potatoes. Get the bigger ones. And then just dice them up. It probably will be much easier and less headache for you. But I'm glad that I tried it, and it's really good, and I'm sure we will cook it again, especially when it's starting to be really cold all the time.
Yeah.
It's a nice, hearty meal that'll keep you nice and warm.
Yeah. One of those nice meals that's good to cook when it's
good.
freezing cold.
And you could
outside.
probably even, make like some grilled cheese or something to go along with it if you wanted to, or it don't need anything else, but it's very, very good.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We also got a loaf of Italian bread.
Yeah.
That we're going to cut up and try with it. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, by the way, we are using my Sony camera for this video. So let us know what the quality looks like. Let us know what the audio sounds like.
Right now the light's probably kind of weird.
Yeah, and I got like a new tripod thingy here for it too. So, the lighting's a little off. I have to work on the camera some.
But that's okay.
I'll tell you what, you can't work on that soup anymore. You did an awesome job. That was absolutely delicious.
Definitely try it because it's amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like all the ingredients and everything really aren't that expensive.
No.
You could definitely, I don't know, like how many bowls do you think we got?
I'm not sure. So the recipe that I made says that it was for 8 servings. Now, I don't know how much they consider a serving. Do they consider it like a cup as a serving, or, you know what I mean? And some people like to eat a little bit more than others. So,
yeah.
I would say if you know that you have a lot of people, or that because you could always double the amounts of stuff, just double everything. You normally, if you double an Instant Pot recipe, you do not have to double the cooking time. It's usually still the same times, you're just doubling the ingredients. It may just take longer to come to pressure because you're going to have even more liquid and stuff in there. Yeah. But, you could definitely, double or whatever if you wanted. It depending on how big your pot is, obviously. You don't want to, overfill it.
We probably could have added a little more. But.
Yeah. But, I mean, I feel like we made probably enough for maybe 4 people.
Yeah.
Depending on the size of bowls.
To get,
like a hearty bowl of it. So...
Yeah.
You know, just kind of like, that's kind of like a personal preference. You know, some people like just small bowls. If you're just going to eat it alongside of like a sandwich or something like that, you know, you don't want a big bowl.
Right.
That's all we're having is just a soup, so we'll probably just have bigger bowls of it. But, yeah, that's probably like a your judgment type of a thing. But it's delicious and you should try it.
It is fantastic. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching our video today with Jessica's potato corn chowder, guys. It is fantastic. Adding that cheese at the end really helped.
Yeah, it did help thicken it up.
Yeah, it did. And made it very cheesy.
Oh, yeah.
So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the video tonight. With all that being said, we are out. And always remember, the adventure is
out there.